Quesnay's table. Quesnay's tableau economic. The tableau economic table created by Francois Quesnay around 1758 is a fundamental model in the history of economic thought. It was the first systematic attempt to illustrate how an economy functions as a circular flow of income and goods between different classes, social classes. Core purpose: Quesnay designed the tableau to demonstrate how the agriculture surplus or net product net is generated and circulates through the economy to perpetuate the production process from one year to the next. The three social classes: the tableau divides society into three distinct classes. First, the productive class, classe productive, who all individuals engage in agriculture. Role: the only class that produces a surplus over and above its cost of production. Their surplus is the net product. The propertier class, classe des proprietaries, who landowners, including the sovereign and the clergy. Role: they do not produce but are the recipients of the entire net product from the productive class in the form of rent. The sterile class, classe sterile, who all those not engaged in agriculture, including artisans, merchants, and manufacturers. Role: this class transforms raw material from the productive class into manufactured goods but does not create a net surplus. Its output is equal in value only to its inputs. Raw materials only inputs only to its inputs, raw materials and subsistence. The mechanics of the circular flow simplified. The model begins with an initial advance of money by propertier class. A highly simplified sequence of the circular flow is as follows. Starting point: the propertier class holds a monetary sum like 2000 livres paid to them as rent from the previous cycle by the productive class. Expenditure by propertiers: they spend 1000 livres on food from the productive class. They spend 1000 livres on manufactured good from the sterile class. Circulation continues. The productive class, having received 1000 livres, uses it to buy tools and manufactured goods from the sterile class. The sterile class, now holding 2000 livres, 1000 from propertiers plus 1000 from farmers, uses it all to buy raw materials and food from the productive class. Final outcome: the productive class has now received 2000 livres from its sales. It sets this aside to pay as rent to the propertier class at the start of the next cycle, and the process repeats. All classes have obtained the goods they need for subsistence and production. Key conclusions from the tableau: agriculture is the engine. The entire economic process is driven by the surplus generated in agriculture. Circular flow: the economy is an interdependent circular system, not a linear one. Policy implication: since the health of the entire economy depends on the agricultural surplus, policies that burden agriculture, like mercantilist tariffs on food or complex tax systems, will weaken the entire economy. They supported the physiocratic argument for a single tax on land and free trade in agricultural products. Historical significance: it is a precursor to modern concepts like input output analysis and the circular flow diagram found in modern economics textbooks. It was the first comprehensive model of macroeconomic interdependence. Karl Marx admired its attempt to model reproduction, and John Maynard Keynes praised Quesnay's genius. In essence, the tableau economic was a revolutionary tool that visualized the physiocrat's core theory that wealth originates from the land and circulates in natural order. That's it for this topic.